Picture this. It's midnight. The temperature outside has plummeted to -20 degrees, and suddenly everything goes silent. Your furnace stops humming. The lights die. Your phone screen is the only glow in complete darkness. You check the thermostat and watch it tick down from 58 degrees, dropping 2 degrees every hour like a countdown to something terrible. You're wearing every piece of clothing you own, and you can see your breath forming clouds inside your own bedroom. Here is the truth that nobody wants to say out loud. You've got about 12 hours before hypothermia. Start shutting down your body systems, and most people don't make it past 6 hours because they panic and try heating methods that kill them faster than the cold ever could. This isn't speculation or fear-mongering. This is physics, and physics doesn't negotiate. But here is what's fascinating, and what could save your life. The people who survive these situations aren't the ones with the most supplies or the biggest generators. They're the ones who understood thermodynamics before the crisis hit. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to be one of those people, using nothing but $75 in supplies and some knowledge that your body is desperately hoping you'll pay attention to right now. If this information could literally save your life or someone you love, do me a favor right now. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, drop a comment telling me where you're watching from, and share this with anyone who lives where winter actually matters. Because what I'm about to teach you isn't theory. It's the difference between being a survivor and becoming a cautionary tale. Now let's get into the science that keeps you breathing when the grid wants you dead. Your body is generating 100 watts of heat constantly, every single second you're alive. That's not a lot of power. That's the same as a bright light bulb. And that 100 watts is perfectly sufficient to keep you alive when room temperature hovers around 70 degrees. But here's where the mathematics become lethal. When your room temperature drops below 50 degrees, your body starts burning through calories faster than you can possibly replace them, just trying to maintain your core temperature. By the time indoor temperature hits 40 degrees, you're clinically hypothermic even if you're eating constantly, because your body simply cannot generate heat fast enough to compensate for what you're losing to the environment. Every survival expert will tell you the same thing, but most people refuse to believe it until they shivering violently. The solution isn't generating more heat. The solution is stopping heat loss. Every single degree you prevent from escaping your space means one less degree your body has to replace using its limited calorie reserves. Insulation beats heat generation every single time because physics is not concerned with your comfort. Physics cares about energy transfer, and energy always flows from hot objects to cold objects until everything equalizes at a temperature that happens to kill you. Thermodynamics are only theoretical until you're dying from them. In that first critical hour after the power dies, forget about heating. Your only job is sealing the room. Not the house, not even multiple rooms. Pick the smallest bedroom you have access to. Take plastic sheeting and tape it over every window. Stuff towels into every gap under doors. Hang blankets over walls to create dead air space between the fabric and the wall surface. Dead air happens to be the best insulator that exists in nature, and it costs you absolutely nothing. Here is something remarkable. Body heat from just 2 people in a sealed 10 by 10 room will raise the temperature 5 to 8 degrees without any external heat source whatsoever. Add blankets over the windows, and you gain another 3 degrees. Suddenly, you're sitting at 65 degrees indoors when it's -20 outside, using nothing except insulation and metabolic heat. Meanwhile, your neighbor is trying to heat his entire house with a fireplace. Understanding heat transfer beats brute force every single time. If you have any warning before the grid fails, fill plastic bottles with the hottest water you can get. Each gallon of water at 160 degrees holds 600 BTUs of thermal energy. That is enough stored heat to keep a small insulated room habitable for 3 to 4 hours as the water gradually cools down. The trick is placement. Put these bottles against your core areas, specifically underarms, between your thighs, and against your lower back. These locations have major blood vessels running close to the skin surface, and warming the blood there warms your entire body faster than warming your extremities ever could. When room temperature drops to 40 degrees, 4 water bottles at 140 degrees give you 2,000 BTUs of stored heat releasing slowly, maintaining livable temperature in that insulated 10 by 10 room for 6 hours. Here's the math that everyone gets catastrophically wrong. Tea light candles generate 30 BTS per hour. An average room needs 3,000 BTS per hour to maintain comfortable temperature. Do the math, and you'd need 100 tea lights burning constantly. Except that setup creates enough carbon monoxide to kill you before the cold does, consumes all the oxygen in your sealed room, and creates a fire hazard that burns your house down with you in it. People die because they try heating entire rooms with candles. Smart people heat their body core and let physics handle the heavy lifting. 4 tea lights in a terracotta flower pot setup radiates about 120 BTUs focused in a small area. This isn't room heating. This is personal heating. Place a small terracotta pot inverted over the candles with a gap for oxygen flow, then put a larger pot over the small pot. You've just created a radiant heater that keeps your core warm while your insulation handles everything else. Why your neighbor with the propane heater dies. Propane heaters indoors without proper ventilation produce carbon monoxide. It's odorless and colorless. You go to sleep feeling warm and comfortable. And congratulations, you just turned your bedroom into a gas chamber. Same problem with kerosene heaters. Plus you get toxic fumes. Or the classic mistake, running a generator in an enclosed garage with family sleeping upstairs. By morning, the entire house becomes a tomb because carbon monoxide seeps through walls, turning bedrooms into silent death chambers. Your body can survive cold if you manage heat loss correctly. Your body cannot survive carbon monoxide at any concentration. One of these problems has solutions. The other one has obituaries. Thermal underwear as your base layer, insulating mid-layer, windbreaking outer layer. This traps warm air in multiple dead air pockets close to your body. Sleep in a sleeping bag rated for temperatures 20 degrees lower than your current room temperature. 2 people in one sleeping bag share metabolic heat output, generating 200 watts combined inside an insulated sleeping system. A room at 40 degrees becomes survivable through the night. And wear a hat indoors. 40% of body heat loss occurs through your head. It looks stupid. It keeps you alive. Most people skip this because vanity matters more than survival until their core temperature drops below 95 degrees and vanity stops mattering because brain function starts deteriorating. The timeline of how cold kills you. Hour 6. Room temperature hits 45 degrees. Your fingers turn white, then blue. You try making a fist, but your hand won't respond. Violent, uncontrollable shivering begins. This is your body's attempt to generate heat through muscle movement, and it's extremely calorie intensive. Hour 12. Room temperature drops to 38 degrees. Condensation on windows freezes into intricate frost patterns. Beautiful and deadly. Your core temperature hits 93 degrees, and confusion sets in. You stop making rational decisions. Paradoxical undressing begins where your brain malfunctions and suddenly tells you you're re-burning up even though the room is freezing. You start removing layers. This is how they find people, frozen and naked, the brain's final joke before shutdown. Hour 18, room temperature at 32 degrees, core temperature at 90 degrees, unconsciousness arrives. Death follows within 1 to 3 hours, depending on body mass and remaining energy reserves. Subscribe to Warcraft Survival right now. Share this with everyone you know who lives where winter can kill. And remember, $75 in preparation today versus hypothermia death tomorrow, because you assumed electricity would always work. Most people choose wrong. Don't be most people.